from the KWQC studio, this is TV6 News at 10.
Right now at 10, dozens rescued from lofts and businesses as the Mississippi River rushes into downtown Davenport.
When I got home, people were texting me and calling me, am I okay, am I okay? And I was like, yeah, why? They said the levee broke.
A portion of the flood wall holding back the river gives way. The city of Davenport thinks too much pressure forced it to fail.
And she came running and she's like, it's coming in. And so then I looked at it and I was like, everybody out. So we all ran.
First responders rushed to the scene as city leaders worked to determine a course of action. The water lapping at parking lots along 2nd Street.
This is the worst I've seen the flooding the whole time I've been down here.
Tonight, those forced out by the floodwaters are having to find a place to stay, and they do not know how long they'll be out.
It's kind of like panic, I guess, but I think I have what I need to make it a few days.
And tonight, emergency crews remain throughout downtown Davenport working to hold back the Mississippi River. Good evening, everyone. I'm Sharon DeReek.
I'm David Nelson. Temporary barrier gave way around 3:30 this afternoon. TV6 was first on the scene within minutes with a team of reporters, and many of them join us now live with our team coverage tonight. We start with KWQC's Chris Carter, who was first on the scene today. He joins us live from 2nd and Pershing, near where the breach took place. Chris?
Well, David and Sharon, it is a much different scene here at 2nd and Pershing tonight. This street just a few hours ago was lined with first responders, emergency crews, and city officials trying to determine how to keep the water from creeping any further into town. They were also making dozens of rescues from the Peterson lofts here behind us. We know now that several people who live in those lofts are staying with friends, family, and some at local hotels. One by one, Davenport firefighters carrying dozens of people off the boat, each rescued from flooded buildings after part of the temporary HESCO barriers give way.
Thanks so much. Just kind of like panic, I guess, but I think I have what I need to make it a few days, and I have my pets, and that was what I was most worried about.
Taylor Knutson lives in the Peterson paper lofts at 2nd and Pershing. Water surrounds the building. Fire crews helped her get an overnight bag and bring her 2 cats out.
My cats were hiding in my box spring on my bed, so it was like a mad panic to try to, get them out of there.
From the TV6 News drone, you can see the spot where the breach took place. A huge gap in the barrier lets the water through.
And the temporary wall has been up already for a month, and water only kept going up and up and up.
Eric Frederick also lives at the Peterson lofts. He was at home at the time of the breach, but he too is having to find a place to stay tonight. He's just glad none of the water got into any of the apartments.
It looks like most everyone's stuff in there is still okay, although some folks' cars are now underwater, and I think in the back lot especially.
The city of Davenport is providing assistance such as shelter to those like Frederick and Knutson. It's a welcome gesture for those dealing with a worst-case scenario.
Thanks to the Davenport Fire Department folks helping us out down here.
And those who were rescued from the rising river are thankful things aren't worse. Now, the city just told us this morning that they were concerned about something like this happening, a breach of those barriers. Sure enough, it did. We are told that these barriers have never held back more than 21 feet of water. We are told that the city will provide us an update tomorrow at 10 a.m., and you can count on us to stream that live. We're live in downtown Davenport tonight. I'm Chris Carter. Back to you.
All right, Chris, thank you. Now, the river level is now close to the record level we saw back in 1993. Now, here's a comparison of the flooding then and now. Just like today, back in 93, people were rescued in downtown Davenport by boats. From the sky, you can compare the flooded streets then and now as well. Of course, drones didn't exist back then. We had to use a helicopter in 1993 to provide that video. One technology that has not changed, though, sandbagging. Workers and citizens pitched in back then, as well as today, to hold those waters back.
All right, a big traffic reminder for tomorrow and going forward. The government bridge will be off limits for traffic coming into Davenport until further notice. Centennial Bridge will be reduced to 1 lane when exiting on the Iowa side, and that's important because obviously the Centennial is going to get a lot more traffic for the time being. Also, City of Davenport says until further notice, the general public will not have access to all streets between Main and Iowa south of 2nd Street. 2nd is closed to through traffic between Division and Iowa streets.
All right, we are continuing our team coverage now with our reporters in the field. KWQC Sarah Jones joins us now from the base of the Centennial Bridge in Davenport. And Sarah, what can you tell us from there?
David and Sharon, we're here at 2nd and Gaines, and you can see city workers were just here moments ago. They're starting to clear out, but they're doing everything they can to make sure this route stays open. They've set up HESCO barriers on both sides of Gaines, both east and west. The west side of 2nd after Gaines is completely blocked off, but on this side it's open, and they're saying these HESCO barriers are to make sure that they can keep this route completely open. They have sandbags on both sides. They do not have pumps at the moment, but if the water level rises, they will bring those in. And right now, if you're heading into Rock Island, you can go this way. If you're heading back onto the Iowa side, you're going to have to go a block up, but you can still get through. There's no issue. The bridge is open. Earlier, we were at 2nd and Pershing, and we spoke to business owners there who said they expected some water to trickle in.
Being evacuated by boat from her business was not something Regina expected when she came into work today.
Water was starting to leak through, but we weren't too worried about it.
Many were taking precautions earlier today.
Well, my car was parked back behind that building, and it would be completely underwater now if I hadn't gone and moved it.
Regina says she and coworkers discussed what they would do if the HESCO barrier gave in, but they didn't think it would happen. And then
the water just started like a river. Just waited for the rescue folks to come in the boat, because it would have been up to my waist to try to get out of there.
One of our consignors, Gretchen, she was in the back. We had our back door propped open, and she heard running water, and she came running, and she's like, it's coming in. And so then I looked at it, and I was like, everybody out. So we all ran. It was fast.
I'd say like 3 to 4 feet within less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, less than that.
The co-owners of Abernathy got out on their own.
As far up the hill.
We got our cars, we got up the hill. It was kind of a cluster, but we did it.
And the city says there are no reported injuries.
And we all got out safe, so we're very, very fortunate.
We're lucky.
Yeah.
Business owners on 2nd and Pershing who spoke to KWQC say they don't think insurance will cover the damages, and some do not have flood insurance. But all are trying to remain positive.
So here on 2nd and Gaines by the Centennial Bridge, traffic is being reduced to 1 lane heading to the Illinois side. But coming back, don't worry, you just head down 2nd and just a block up and you'll still be able to continue your commute. City workers have been here and they're putting the HESCO barriers on both sides to make sure that this route stays open. Sharon, David?
All right, thank you, Sarah.
All right, thanks, Sarah. Another business impacted today along East River Drive is the restaurant and bar Rome. They put this message on Facebook saying their worst fears came true today and Rome was unable to withstand the flood. There's no detail about how much damage they have, but they say they will rebuild, and they go on to say how they'll update their customers on their status when they can.
Well, the water flooded into the downtown so quickly, cars parked along the street couldn't move fast enough. We found several cars near 2nd and Pershing nearly submerged. On some of the cars, the windshield wipers were still going as the vehicles sat in the rising waters of the Mississippi River.
Mayor of Davenport also spoke with us and told us he and along with the city are devastated about what happened. He says the HESCO barriers have been up longer than usual. With powerful rains today, that added to the dimension and exacerbated the problem. The city's goal now is to help save as much as they can along the way.
Now it's a matter of making sure the people can get back in there as quickly as possible, and we're going to help them save as much as they can along the way.
Mayor says that he got calls from the White House, federal and state legislatures, all wanting to help in any way they can.
Davenport city leaders, along with officials from Scott County Emergency Management, will be giving us an update on the flooding situation tomorrow at 10 a.m. We will be live streaming that when it gets underway.
And no doubt they are watching the water and the rain like the rest of us, Eric, because that's all going to be a part of it.
Yeah, that's right. It's raining now, and I guess we're trying to find any kind of good news that we can as we take a look at the radar right now. Yes, there's a batch of heavier rain coming into southeastern Iowa, but it actually looks as if it's starting to diminish a little bit in intensity, and that's great news. We'll take anything we can get. Take a look at the Quad Cities right now. We're about to see the rain, which is a sprinkle right now, a light shower showers start to pick up again from this batch of rain coming into southeastern Iowa. But if you look real closely here, it looks like those yellows are starting to minimize. That is a good thing. However, off to our south, we do have a few thunderstorms. I don't think we're into any severe weather threat for the rest of the night. However, take a look at what's happening off to our south. That's where our rain is obviously coming from. But as we were mentioning earlier this evening, this is taking a pretty good push to the east. So hopefully that, combined with the fact that thunderstorms off to our south are kind of leaching a lot of the moisture away from these storms, that the showers we get won't really add too much more to what we've already gotten today in terms of rainfall totals. However, remember, we're dealing with very saturated ground, so even minimal amounts of rain could cause further flash flooding. There's a look at the rain as it moves out by 2 o'clock in the morning or so, and that leaves us mainly dry as we go through our Wednesday morning and into the afternoon. Might even see a few peaks of sun. As a matter of fact, the northern tier of counties from our flash flood watch has been taken away. Temperatures tonight won't move much. As a matter of fact, we'll warm up a little bit more tomorrow. Mid-60s with mostly cloudy skies as opposed to a lot more rain.
Continuing our team coverage now, HESCO barriers have made a big difference for Davenport's flood fighting efforts, and some say they were shocked when the barriers finally met their match today. Kwqc's Courtney Spinelli spoke with both new and longtime residents, and she's here now. Courtney?
David, longtime residents say the sheer volume of today's rising water levels rivals that of the flooding of 1993. Tonight, people in Davenport were evacuated from downtown businesses washed in floodwaters. Both new and longtime residents were shocked by the aftermath of the HESCO barrier breach. Those around in 93 say the HESCO barriers have been instrumental in holding back floods since then, but today we discovered they have a limit.
It's pretty amazing. You'd think that they, just the weight of all that sand in the barriers, they would hold it back, but evidently not. A lot more water down here than it's been down here in a long time.
It makes me wonder if Davenport's going to change their mind on building a flood wall.
And while many are concerned for what this means for downtown Davenport, others are still optimistic that the city can recover.
It's a good testament of Davenport's strength and unity and community, and I'm glad to be a part of it now.
And residents say it took months to clean up after the 93 flood. They hope recovery efforts will be quicker this time.
All right, thank you, Courtney. When we come back, we'll continue our team coverage. Our crews were there as people trapped by the rising waters were rescued by boat.
You're watching TV6 News with David Nelson and Sharon DeReek.
Your biggest savings during the Green Family of Dealers Inventory Elimination Event. Save now. Over 1,200 used vehicles in stock. Like a 2018 Buick LaCrosse, only $20,971. Over 100 in stock. 2018 GMC Acadias for just $21,990. Choose from over 100 in stock. 2018 Chevy Equinoxes for only $17,754. Over 100 in stock. Even a 2018 Hyundai Santa Fe Sport, only $15,990. Get 1.9% APR on used. No payments for 90 days. $25 million to lend. Hurry. Get here before they're gone. Only at the 3 Green locations or greenfamilyauto.com. Green gotta go.
We spend thousands of hours testing our mowers, so this won't happen. But if it does, we'll make it right. If your mower fails, we'll cut your grass for you until it's repaired. We call it the Won't Let You Down Guarantee. It's only on a Troy-Bilt and only at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
We don't think about them until they stop us in our tracks. That sink that drains slower and slower until it finally stops. That toilet that threatens to overflow time after time. Peterson Plumbing has the tools, the experience, and the determination to find and fix your drain and sewer problems. We will clean any home drain for just $119.99 and stand behind our work for 6 months. Count on Peterson Plumbing, the team Quad City area families have been counting on since 1947.
Peterson Plumbing and Heating.
Our Tuesdays so needed this.
Totally. Like we survived Monday, and this is our reward.
It's like we took a regular old Tuesday night and added a $10 pizza, and boom, it's Pretend Friday.
Happy $10 Tuesday, honey.
Happy Pretend Friday, babe. Was it like a pretend bite?
So yummy.
Nice.
At Papa Murphy's for $10 on Tuesdays, get any large made-from-scratch pizza. Papa Murphy's. We make it, you bake it.
This year's TV6 Secure Shred event is May 17th from 6 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon at the Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds. Quad City area residents are invited to drive in and drop off their personal, financial, and sensitive documents for secure and responsible disposal. Your documents will be shredded and recycled, protecting the environment and protecting you against identity theft.
Brought to you by TV6, Shred It, Walcott Trust and Savings Bank, and the Mississippi Valley Fair. You're watching TV6 News.
Well, the flood in the Quad Cities is gaining attention from government officials in Iowa. Governor Kim Reynolds said in a tweet today that they are in contact with Iowa HSEMD and Iowa DOT, as well as local officials on the ground concerning the severe flooding in Davenport and working to make any necessary resources available.
And Senator Joni Ernst of Iowa responded to the flooding as well, saying that she and her office are monitoring the flooding in Davenport and the surrounding areas. She goes on to say that they're in touch with officials and emergency personnel, and everyone please use caution and stay safe.
And many of you may feel like you need help. Now, here's what you can do. The city is working with the Red Cross and the Salvation Army to help all of the people who are affected. Around 25 people were assisted. There is a shelter at Lincoln School at 318 East 7th Street.
Salvation Army is accepting donations of bottled water, non-perishable foods, including snacks, new pillows, bed sheets, towels, washcloths, and toiletries. Donations can be dropped off at the Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds tomorrow from 10 to 4. Downtown residents and workers can park for free in the Harrison Street ramp. Still to come tonight at 10, cities up and down the river are dealing with flooding. We'll take a look at conditions in Muscatine, where leaders are keeping a close eye on the levee.
The news is sponsored in part by Farm and Fleet.
Here's to the hardest working people in America. They deserve to enjoy warm summer days and Blaine's Farm and Fleet's lowest prices of the season. Like this Troy-Bilt front-wheel drive mower, $269.99. Fiskars extended power lever lopper or head shears, your choice, $19.99. Miracle Grow raised bed or veggie soil, buy two, get one free. Plus 20% off all lawn and garden decor. Don't wait. Your perfect summer starts now with our lowest prices of the season. That's genuine value from Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Problems with your slow service? You want Extreme Internet because it's faster. Faster for all your peeps. And all your peeps' peeps. Faster in every room with amplified Wi-Fi 360. Faster and easier.
Play Bird Box on Netflix.
To stream all your favorites. And even faster than advertised with internet speeds that over-deliver. Get Extreme Internet starting at $39.99 a month for 1 year. Call 844-EXTREME2.
We're the Corey family. Welcome to our show.
We made it, guys! Yeah! That is my boy. Look at that kid!
You guys gotta see this. That's our show.
Now go start yours at visitloan.com.
Get huge savings on remaining 2018s at Kimberly, Car City, and Davenport. New Jeep Wranglers are as low as $279 a month. During the spring sales event, drive Dodge Grand Caravan for only $23.9. Chrysler Pacifica is discounted $6,700. Or take a whopping $11,500 off Ram 1500. All remaining new 2018s gotta go at Kimberly, Car City, and Davenport, 1 block west of North Park Mall.
Give us an hour.
Bring it!
And we'll show you how to do anything.
One sandwich, 2 ways.
How to keep your family healthy with Dr. Travis Storm.
You can't stop him.
You can put on all this gear and your kids will think you're cool.
Rock Hollywood Trends.
Are you bringing the hat back? Oh, I know.
With Jay-Z's stylist.
I'm going to lengthen her limbs. Lengthen your limbs.
And get schooled on modern manners.
Awkward.
Next, Rachel.
Wednesday at 11 on TV6.
You're watching TV6 News.
Our Flood Fight 2019 coverage continues now. Thousands of gallons of water rushed into downtown Davenport after part of the HESCO barrier holding back the Mississippi River gives way. TV6 News was the first crew on scene as it happened.
Our team of reporters brought you live coverage for nearly 3 hours today. Kwqc's Chris Carter was the first reporter there on the scene. Chris, you actually arrived as people were running from the area.
Yeah, David, I did. It was quite the scene to see, but I do want to tell you some new information that I just received from Alderman Marion McGinnis here. She told us that they have actually been concerned about this for a couple of days now. She says that the water didn't actually breach the levee, it went through it because the sand was moist and had started to dampen, and the water went through the levee here, the barriers here, allowing it to collapse, and she says that they're continuing to monitor some other situations. Now, when this happened, I was actually sent out to check another possible breach near Harrison River, and that wasn't really anything. So I was headed back to our station on Brady Street, and I was coming down 2nd Street, and I saw a lot of emergency vehicles. So I came down here, and I pulled up to almost literal chaos. I pulled over at Brady and 2nd, and as I got out of the car, I saw several people running towards me, and again, I was on Brady Street. So I grabbed my camera, and I ran towards this area. And as I did, I actually passed several people who were running away from this area saying, "It broke, it broke." They were screaming that as they were running towards me. But David and Sharon, there is good news in all of this. No one was hurt. Yeah, Casey?
I think we may have lost contact with Chris there, but maybe we can rejoin him in a little bit.
All right, so we are continuing our coverage now of the flooding today. Again, this happened at around 3:30 this afternoon near where we've been reporting today, near the area of Pershing and 2nd.
And now, your first alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Eric Maitland.
All right, well, of course, we're looking for some good news in the forecast as well, and we will take it bit by bit over the next few days. We might have the heaviest round of rain behind us for a day or so, but here's a look at the Quad City skies right now, getting some rain, and it's picking up a little bit, but we're certainly not seeing the intensity of rain that we saw earlier today. So there could be some heavy rain returning the first part of the overnight, mainly south, though, of Interstate 80, and a few strong storms. Yeah, we've got that question mark there. I think the severe weather will stay now well to our south, and we'll be looking forward to dry and brighter conditions into the weekend once we get this rain past us, say the first half of Thursday. Then we have some smooth sailing Friday, Saturday, and much of Sunday before the rain returns. Latest gauge reading, 22.03 inches now on the Mississippi River, with a crest forecast late tomorrow night, very early Thursday morning, at about 22.4 inches. Of course, the record 22.6 on the Mississippi at Lock and Dam 15. And remember, we do tenths of an inch here. That would be 1.2 inches in terms of breaking up a foot into tenths. And here is the heavier rain that looked to be on its way. It will still increase your rainfall rates here in the next few hours, especially if you're south of Interstate 80. But even the northern end of this heavier rainfall is just about ready to get into the metro Quad Cities. It's into southeastern Iowa right now. But look at the radar. Those yellows are starting to disappear, and that's good because it came in as a little bit heavier rain than we've got now, as the radar returns are back into the green, or at least trending that way. And as a result of the fact that the heavier rain will only last a couple more hours, mainly well south of Interstate 80, we've had the top tier of counties removed from our flash flood watch, which right now goes until 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Still an additional 1, maybe 2 inches of rain tonight. But again, I have to reiterate, at this point, because the ground is so saturated, it's really not about the amount of rain that falls, because even a quarter inch or a half an inch can really complicate things. And as we look forward now, about 2 days, 48 hours worth of weather, look at where the heavier rain is destined. South of Interstate 80, east of the Mississippi, where we could see an additional 1 to 2, maybe more inches than that of fresh rain before we get this thing out of here Thursday. Temperatures right now holding steady in the low 40s to near 50 degrees. And here comes that next batch of rain, which will move through the entire area. We're all getting rain right now, But once this moves through a little bit later on tonight, most of the moisture will be going into thunderstorms well off to our south. So looking at exact track, 2 o'clock in the morning, and nothing left but some light rain, and that will be very broken as we get into the day Wednesday. Wednesday itself looks to be cloudy to start, but in the afternoon we could see some thinning of the cloud cover. And then Wednesday night into Thursday morning, another batch of rain. That will be the last of it. Then we get some sunshine back in here for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But more importantly, rain-free conditions, showers and thunderstorms, some heavy rain. 48 tonight, 64 the high tomorrow, mostly cloudy with those showers early. And as we take a look at those temperatures, again, topping off a little bit better than we've done in the last few days, mid-60s. And as we look at that 7-day forecast, 63 Thursday, 67 Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we get that break from the rain. And by Monday and Tuesday, get ready, more rain comes our way.
Mississippi River in Muscatine could approach record crest between 24 and 25 feet later this week. City says it's the highest crest in 11 years.
KWQC's Rebecca David was in Muscatine to check out the preparations the city is doing there.
This is what downtown Muscatine looks like. The city of Muscatine says they're doing the best they can to handle all of the flooding. Earlier today, public work crews were out adding more sandbags to areas where the water has risen. Most of downtown Muscatine is flooded. The railroad tracks closed and businesses in the area also working to keep the water out. The city says with flooding like this, all they can do is work ahead and see what happens.
You can always prepare for it. You learn from each flood, things you can do better. But if you can't really become complacent because you just never know what the next day is going to bring.
This is one of the many barricades the city has put up. They're asking people to not avoid these barricades when they see it, and they're asking people to not drive in floodwaters, especially when there is a road closed sign. I'm Rebecca David. Back to you.
And city leaders from Muscatine sent an email tonight saying the levee there is working. There were some incorrect reports this afternoon that there was a breach in the levee, but they say that is not the case. They have staff walking the levee 24 hours a day and say they haven't found any problems.
So to come here at 10, we are continuing our flood coverage in downtown Davenport, how it's impacting the river bandits. Next.
The news is sponsored in part by Corteva Agriscience.
I was proud of my son when he got his degree. I was proud when he got that job in the city, managed a team. But the day I was most proud was when he realized he was a farmer like me.
We're Corteva Agriscience, the next generation of farming for the next generation of farmers. Keep growing.
At Culver's, we never tire of crafting fresh frozen custard right in our restaurants. Vanilla, chocolate, or the flavor of the day, it's all made fresh.
It's not like we make one batch and we're done. We make batch after batch. Slow churning at the right temperature is the key to perfect custard.
This is really good.
You gotta give it some love. That's when you're able to serve a nice, beautiful dessert to your guests.
I like that creamy thickness of the custard. It's really good.
This is my 10th batch of the day, so there's a lot of happy people out there.
There's a lot of hard work that goes into this.
Welcome to Delicious.
Here's to the hardest working people in America. They deserve to enjoy warm summer days in Blaine's Farm and Fleet's lowest prices of the season. Like this Stealth Pro Angler Kayak, $549.99. Grill out with a Char-Broil Classic 2-burner gas grill, $79.99. Plus get closeout pricing on a Peak 4.3-inch digital wireless backup camera, just $49.99 while supplies last. Don't wait. Your perfect summer starts now with our lowest prices of the season. That's genuine value from Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Hi, I'm David Nelson from TV6, inviting you to the Jim Victor Memorial JA Golf Classic. Jim was a big supporter of junior achievement and its programs to teach young people the knowledge and skills to make smart financial decisions. You can help continue his vision by participating on Monday, May 6th at Crow Valley Golf Club in Davenport. Morning start times are still available, including a new 9-hole option starting this year. For more information or to register, visit jaheartland.org.
Is there a story you want checked out? Send it straight to 6. All you have to do is find the Submit News Tips icon on the KWQC app or call us at 563-823-KWQC. Just another way TV6 cares for you.
They
hold Jeopardy winning streaks that are unbeaten. Julia Collins, 20 wins. Ken Jennings, 74 wins. Tonight, another record could fall.
Hey, Julia, I'm coming for you.
Weekdays at 4:30 on TV6. You're watching TV6 News.
Well, welcome back. We're going to take you back over by the Centennial Bridge just outside of modern Woodman Park.
That's where Kwqc's Joey Danya is standing by live. Joey, River Bandits are on the road this week, but they're scheduled to play at home next week.
Good evening, Sharon and David. A game of baseball certainly seems trivial at a time like this, but we want to show you some video from just 5 days ago to put into perspective just how much water has now flooded into the area outside of modern Woodman Park. Take a look at this video from last Friday when the River Bandits were finally able to play their home opener. It was just 1 week ago that the asphalt was put over a pedestrian walkway, allowing fans access to modern Woodman Park. Take a look now at the scene 5 days later. As you can see, the pedestrian walkway is completely submerged in water, and so too are the parking lots. In the outfield, the water is nearing the top of the flood wall. The River Bandits are on the road this week, but a 6-game homestand is scheduled to begin next Monday. I spoke with River Bandits officials earlier tonight. They haven't looked at contingency plans for if modern Woodman Park isn't available next week. Obviously, the city of Davenport has much more important things to worry about tonight, but River Bandits owner Dave Heller tells me they should make a decision on next week's homestand this Thursday. For now, reporting live from downtown Davenport, I'm Joey Danya. Sharon and David will send it back to you.
All right, thanks, Joey. Some powerful images there last week. Final check of the forecast right after this.
The news is sponsored in part by the Quad City Steam Wheelers.
Wednesday on PSL, one of America's top beaches, Westlake in Davenport made a national list. What this local spot has to offer. And a new set is born. The innovation of the new on-air look for our TV6 newscast, Wednesday at 3 on PSL.
How do you earn the highest owner loyalty of any SUV brand? You offer SUVs like Escape. They can help you go with the flow or slow you down. And Escape helps keep the worry out of any adventure, warning you if a vehicle's in your blind spot, and making sure you change lanes only when you mean to. SUVs perfect for life's adventures. That's Ford. Get Escape with all this for about $22,675. That's $5,915 in savings or 0% financing for 60 months.
Nobody beats our prices at Menards, so you can save on everything from wood stain to storage. When it comes to outdoor wood projects, Cabot has you covered. Save $10 a gallon after rebate on all Cabot premium exterior wood stains and finishes. Protect cars, boats, and more with Shelter Logic. This handy 10x20 canopy is $98. This 13x20 round top shelter has a 3-ply cover, $478. Plus, a Menards gift card is perfect for Mother's Day.
Save big money at Menards.
I would recommend Lovewell to everyone. They were very friendly and they worked hard all day long. Lovewell was very specific. I'm kind of a detail person, so I really appreciated that. It all just looked like it was built for the house.
Hello, this is Mike Lovewell from Lovewell Fence and Deck. We are grateful to have earned the Better Business Bureau's Torch Award for Ethics. To celebrate, we're giving away free railings. Visit our Facebook page for a chance to win. Lovewell Fence and Deck.
Children abused by those they should trust most.
What happened to her? They beat her to death.
A death that could have been prevented.
She hadn't been to the doctor in over a year and a half.
How the government fails children by not upholding the law and in some cases puts them back into the care of their abusers.
If Heaven's Law had been in place a year and a half ago, I firmly believe that Heaven Watkins would still be alive today.
Watch Investigate TV's all-new Defenseless, Wednesday at 10 on TV6.
Well, for a few more hours, we've got some rain that will likely be a little heavier south of Interstate 80, and then we'll see things taper off toward morning time, but a few scattered showers left. Tomorrow afternoon looks like we'll be dry with highs in the mid-60s. Then tomorrow night and Thursday morning, another round of rain comes through, but that will be it for a few days. Friday, Saturday, and much of Sunday looking dry, and as we get into late Sunday and early next week with those temperatures in the 60s, we'll have to watch out because more rain will return.
All right, this now just into the newsroom for anyone about to hit the road tonight or early tomorrow morning. According to the Iowa DOT, Highway 22 is now closed from Davenport all the way to Buffalo.
DOT website says it's because of flood water. No word yet on when it will reopen. And a reminder about tomorrow, the government bridge, of course, coming into Iowa because of flooding is going to be closed, so a lot more traffic is going to be on the Centennial.
Yeah, and we should make it clear that the Centennial Bridge is open. We've had some questions about that. It is open.
It'll be slow going probably if you're in the heavy time, but you can get across it tomorrow. Right. So stay dry.
All right. Thanks for watching tonight, folks. Have a great night.